get started right now. All right, you guys. So I want to welcome you back to another episode of Loki. This is going to be episode 2 for season 2. And the name of this episode is called Breaking Brad, 51 minutes of episode, probably more or less about 45 minutes, maybe roughly 46, 47 minutes of actual episode, minus the credits. So a very lengthy episode, very cool. For this Loki series, I think we're only going to get 6 episodes, which is unfortunate. But if the run times are going to vary around about this long, I think it's all worth it. The first episode was definitely worth it. Just to recap the first episode, I enjoyed it immensely. I thought it was an absolute 10, no question. I love the way they kept the viewers informed with what was going on by giving you little tidbits, the crack on the floor, the writing in the dust that Morbius does on the computer. Just some really cool stuff to let you know exactly what was going on with Loki as he was time slipping in and out of the future and the past of the TVA, which now we've learned there is such thing as a future and a past with the TVA, where before the understanding was that time basically did not exist with the TVA. So we got some new information in regards to the TVA. Now, whether that's something that changed after Loki was pushed through or after He Who Remains was killed, maybe that is something that changed, something was altered, something that we don't know yet. However, in this episode, obviously, they had to cure Loki of the time slipping. And in doing so, we met Ouroboros, Obi for short, and delightful character played by the actor who also was in Goonies, Indiana Jones, and he was also in the Academy Award-winning film Everywhere All at Once. I always forget the name of the title of that movie, but really he did an excellent job in that first episode, and I enjoyed that first episode immensely, guys. So I don't want to waste any more time, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the second episode of Loki, 51-minute run time. Name of the episode is Breaking Brad. Let's get into this episode, guys. Okay, Loki, Morbius, London, UK, 1977. I was 7 years old, this year of Star Wars, baby.
It's not hostile. Well, maybe she's... You said you wanted to find Sylvie, right? With Docs and X5 not responding, it's our only lead.
Oh, Docs and X5 are not responding.
Oh my God, it's Brad Wolf. Can I get your autograph?
Anything for...
Damn. So his name is Brad. Damn. Loki. About to get loked on him.
You still glad we're here? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's the device where he can go back. It will set back a couple of minutes.
So unsophisticated at X5.
They're all Lokis.
You doing your own stunts now?
Nice day. I love it. So they brought Brad back.
You know about this? I wrote about it in here.
Casey, tell them what you just told me.
Miss Minutes is helping Renslayer.
What? That explains the radio silence. Hang on. When I was in the past, I heard something, an old conversation between Renslayer and He Who Remains. It sounded like they were partners.
She really is full of surprises.
You can say that again. Where are they?
Haven't you read the TVA guidebook?
I mean,
Oh, he read it.
memorized.
Someone said, I think,
It took me a while to
Screen
analyze
Crush
the modifications, but this
said,
definitely
he
doesn't
read the
block any
book.
trackers, that's for sure.
That's where
Loki, stop trying to be a hero, man. You're a villain. You're good at it. Do that. Waiting for a moment like this so I can do terrible, awful things to you. So let's try this one more time. Where is Sylvie?
You're way too obsessed with her.
Man, I mean, you need to wake up. I'm awake. Yeah, no, you're asleep. You need to wake up, Mobius. And until you do, you're nothing. She's nothing. I don't even know where to start with that, but you're nothing here. And until you wake up, you're just a nowhere man. You're a nowhere man. You're a silly little man. Rage builds up, and you just gotta let it out. You remember that time? I was so angry with my father and my brother, I went down to Earth and I held the whole of New York City hostage with an alien army, tried to use the Mind Stone on Tony Stark. It didn't work, so I threw him off the building. I mean, let me say something.
Talking
It wasn't
about.
tactical. Yeah, I lost it. Sometimes our emotions
That's
get
cool.
the better of us. You never wanted to visit your place on the timeline?
Look, that's the last thing I should be thinking about.
Aren't you curious? I mean, don't you want to see the life you're supposed to live before they kidnapped you and brought you into the TVA?
Not really.
Why?
Because it's not my life.
But it could have been.
It isn't. This is. I'd like to thank the guy who kidnapped me and brought me here. Got me this pie.
If you never look, you'll never know.
The TVA is the only life I've ever known. I like it.
Look, I understand it. I get it. You know, you might think twice in case it's something bad.
Or something good. Something bad I can handle. What if it's something good? You think I want to have that rattling around in here? Of course not.
Sure.
That's true, though. I feel him on that. If he was having a good life, he can never go back to it. Obi! Access denied, invalid temporal portal. So he can't get in.
No.
Mobius. Controller.
Right. Okay, we can't start the festivities without that little baby. Stand by.
Open up! That thing does not work without the controller, though, so... What are you gonna do? That's fine. Okay, great. We're gonna have... I'm not trying to be a hero, Brad. I'm a villain. Remember? Hey! Get in here! Sorry. Could hurt yourself there. Kill me with that. Could I? Let me try this. Okay, all right. I've done some terrible, awful things. Okay.
What's the penalty for a highly decorated field officer abandoning his mission? You and Docs, I don't buy it.
Damn.
Look, I swear.
Damn. Ah.
Just tell me where
Shit.
Brad.
Sylvia's. See? A little bit of mischief. Only as good as your plan.
Thank you. Let's go, Zaniac.
Now you're telling me that was...
Hell of a performance.
Did you try the C12 bypass pathway?
That won't work.
Are you sure?
Of course. I wrote it.
You're Ouroboros?
Yes,
You wrote the TVA guidebook.
you've read it.
Read it. I practically memorized it. Will you sign mine for me?
Of course I will. Happy to do it.
Yeah, just next to your picture. Then
Hold on.
I'll draw mine.
You just said we were all gonna die.
Oh, right. The containment door is locked, and only the person who designed it can open it with a live scan of his temporal aura.
He who remains.
Remains.
And he's dead. So without Miss Minutes to help us override the lock, we're stuck.
So we have to convince a rogue artificial intelligence to come back to work?
Whatever we're doing, we gotta do it fast. The more those branches grow, the closer this thing comes to melting down. I'll build the device, but you need to find a way in or it won't matter.
40 billion, sir. We know it's way more than that nowadays. 1982.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, okay. All right, look, she's in there. All right? She's in there.
Bill, orders up.
Well, why does he want to leave so bad? I thought he was scared of Sylvie. Take off.
It's a short break, so talk fast.
I haven't come here to make trouble.
Then why are you here?
This is going to sound strange. But there's been a problem. I've been pulled through time between the past and the present. Well, I was in the past.
Oh, just get to the point, Loki.
Sylvie, I was in the future and I saw you. The TVA is in danger and you were there. I need to know why.
So you see the future now. Cool.
It's not something I chose.
Look, as much as I'd love to see the TVA burnt to the ground, I have no intention of going back there. My life's here now, and I'm not running. I'm happy.
Explain what I saw then.
I don't know. I don't care.
It's the future. It's going to happen.
Is it? Really? Because that sounds a lot like the future's already been written. And we both know that it hasn't, not anymore. I made sure of that.
Enchant me. You can see what I saw.
I don't want to see it. I want nothing to do with this. I have no answers for you.
Sylvie, if you and I don't work together on this, I can't
Oh,
guarantee
you
that in
have
the long
some
run any
nerve
of us will
coming
be
here
here.
with your TVA
No.
bullshit.
This is bigger than the TVA. This is about everything. You like it here? You like this place? You've made a home? If what He Who Remains said is true, the TVA is the only defense. And if what I saw of you is true, then there's nothing to stand between this world and utter destruction. Without the TVA, all of this, everything, is gone.
Relationship, okay? There's a lot to unpack, and you're basically in a relationship with yourself. They say opposites attract.
No, what is this? Why don't we just get this to go? How about that? It packs right up. Let's just get it to go when we get up and we get out of here. How about that?
You're like a broken record. It's like, get me back to the sacred
What is he scared
timelines.
of?
Although now it's just, get me out of here, which is this a setup? Hey,
Something is wrong.
what's going on?
Nothing.
I've got to get
Now,
back to
something
work.
is going on.
You just going to give everyone free will and walk away?
That's the way it works. You're welcome.
He shows up again. His variants. What are you going to do?
Kill him.
Sorry to interrupt. I think Brad's got something that he might want to get off his chest.
Zaniac's getting a sequel, and you're both invited.
Hey, we can wait all day.
No, we can't. We need to talk about this back at the TVA.
No, we can talk here, now.
Now. Fine. If we stay here, we're all gonna die. They're gonna die. Orange shirt, she's gonna die. Most importantly, we are all gonna die. This is gone unless we...
for Sylvie? They're going to bomb every branch.
Yeah.
Including this
Yeah.
Where do we go?
I'll show you.
B-15 incoming.
Go. Great. Targets are popping up all over the branches.
We need to know where this attack is coming from. Mobius, what is going on?
Docs wasn't looking for Sylvie. She's gonna prune all the new branches.
I knew that.
Mobius, she's gonna kill them all.
What are they doing with all time doors?
Looks like they're connected to the templates.
That's why Brad's was modified.
Cool. Damn. Damn. I wonder, did they prune her timeline? Miss
Guys,
Menace is back.
I got a hit on Renslayer's temp pad.
Uh-oh.
Zoe,
Is this the best you lot can do?
there was nothing we could do.
Some defense. The TVA is the problem. It's broken. It's rotten. I'm going home. If it's still there.
Please don't. It's harder to stay.
Okay, so her timeline survived. All right, you guys. So, really good episode. I did enjoy that episode a lot. Wasn't as good as the first episode. It was a little bit slower pace, it seemed like. But we did get a lot of action. So what we found out is that Doc was pruning all the timelines. I thought that's what they were doing initially when we saw them taking off in the first episode. I thought she was going out to have all of those timelines pruned. I didn't know how she was going to do it, but we saw that they basically had all the doors connected to a contraption that allowed them to get out to all of these places at once and start pruning all of those timelines. But they, Sylvie's timeline managed to survive, it looked like, so far. So that's interesting. Maybe a couple of few other timelines survived the purge. Obviously, Loki, Morbius, and Sylvie were able to stop them before they pruned all of the timelines. So really, really cool stuff. And then we found out that OB was locked out and was unable to close the blast doors, or open the blast doors, I should say. And so they are unable to fix the temporal oral, I believe. He has built a contraption to kind of help it absorb all of the extra timelines. But now, since the majority of those timelines have been purged, perhaps they are out of danger. But we don't know because we haven't gone back to OB since all of the timelines have been purged. I'm assuming they probably got about 50% of the timelines, the other extended timelines, because at one point they were down to 30%. So I'm assuming as time kept going, they probably got it up to about 50%. So about half of those extended timelines are probably still out there, but we'll find out, I'm assuming, in the next episode of Loki. So we start out the episode with them searching for Sylvie, or actually going directly after Brad. I guess for some reason he's been missing, who is X5 in the TVA. And come to find out, he's created this life for himself as a movie star, and they catch him at one of his premieres. He starts to run, and we get a really cool chase scene with Loki, and we get to see Loki use some of his magic. It's been a little while since we've seen him use some of his magic, so it was really cool to see his magic, and for him to double up himself and use the shadows to capture him and things of that nature. It's just a really good chase scene right there, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then, of course, we bring him back. They try to get him to talk where Sylvie is. He's reluctant to give up that information. He gets under Morbius and Loki's skin, but they devise a way to get him to talk by damn near crushing him in one of those boxes. So once he does tell them where Sylvie is, we end up back at the McDonald's in 1982. And as they're trying to convince Sylvie or Loki's trying to convince Sylvie to tell him what he saw in the future at the TVA when she was coming through the elevators. I don't even know if she knows, but she's not willing to tell him, and she doesn't want to enchant him so he can remember, or so she would know what he saw. However, at the whole time that we're at McDonald's, we see that Brad is very nervous. He wants to leave immediately, as if he knows something, and he's consistently on it. And it gets to the point where they all go outside and meet up with Sylvie, or meet up with Sylvie and Loki. Sylvie enchants him, and she finds out that all of the timelines are being pruned. But at the same time, the TVA notices that all of the timelines are being pruned. So they find out where Doc is, and they head out, stop her from purging all of the timelines. They are able to stop her, and as I had mentioned earlier, I believe they probably were able to salvage maybe 50% of the timelines, but that none of that is official. We don't know. I don't think we will know until the next episode. So again, I thought it was a really good episode. Obviously it does move the plot a little bit further. We did get some new information. I thought it was really cool that Brad, we were after Brad, and he took off to have his own life. He was actually on the sacred timeline, actually, thinking that he was going to live his life. However, with him being a famous person, I don't know how he thought that he was going to be able to get away with that. So really cool stuff. I did enjoy this episode. It wasn't as good as the first episode, but I did enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and score this episode, and I'm going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. Again, I thought it was really, really good. We did get some really cool action. We got a little bit of information. It's very good to see OB again. We also found out, and I forgot about this, at the end, they got a hit on Renslayer's time device. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to go after her next week. We do know from the trailer that they are going to go to the World's Fair, and I forget what year it is, but I'm assuming it's in the 1920s. And this may be where they find Renslayer, or we know that they're going to run into Victor Timely. So I'm expecting that footage that we saw of the World's Fair in the trailer to be our next episode, the third episode for Loki. So we'll see if that is true. But really good episode. I did enjoy this episode a lot. And because I thought it was some very good action, a little bit slower pace than the first episode. But I thought it was some really good action, and they gave us a lot of information. Of course, it was very cool to see Sylvie and Loki together again. So I did enjoy this episode, guys, but please do let me know what your thoughts are in regards to this episode. Did you enjoy this episode? And how do you feel about the series so far? Are you excited for next week's episode, guys? Let me know. Put those comments down below. And then also, guys, please do catch me next week for episode 3 of Loki. But I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, I will see you next week with episode 3 of the Loki series season 2. Thank you so much, guys.